So I have the car back from ArrowLane in Scottsdale. Chris Hines, Jordan and his team took care of my car, and we really appreciate it. They're very busy managing dozens of race cars for vintage racing all year. The carburetor they attuned and played with, changed out the diaphragm of the primary pump, cams, just everything they could, just couldn't get it to run right. And then they just put a 650 they had on the bench that they knew was good on the car and drove it, and it worked really well. So we switched it out to another Holley, but a 750 Street HP, the 82751. Has the same body as the XP Ultra. It's all aluminum, but it is a more simple carburetor, and it's been working really, really well. I just took the car out for a drive, and it's got remarkable power, way more than I can really certainly deal with. They also went through all my wiring, recurved the distributor, found some ground issues, some other wiring issues that were in the original build with the wire harness that came from the factory. Some connections that weren't great, some that were not soldered that should have been, some connections that weren't just generally good. They took care of everything that they saw, and it did help in terms of now my fuel gauge works. They also got out my speedometer, which I'll switch to here. So my speedometer quit working. I'm sorry, the odometer quit working. The speedometer worked. And when they built the car and they installed it, they must have used the Incredible Hulk to tighten this cable bolt, because it was so hard to get off, it actually damaged the speedometer. So those guys actually got it off, and I'm going to replace that. Due to the angle of the cable coming around this way and then back, because the face actually faces me on the driver's side, I'm going to talk to a local speedometer shop called Dick's and see about if a 90-degree angle connector would help on either end. I've left off the fuse box cover just because that's my access to the Speedo, and as soon as I get that sorted out, I'll do a video. I've been logging my miles to keep up, so I know exactly how many miles are on the car. But after the tune done by the ArrowLane guys, the car is running just extremely well. When I hit the throttle, it's extremely responsive. When I let off, it settles right at idle very quickly and just sits there very nice. I imagine it's going to run quite a bit more efficient, as they said it was running quite rich when I gave it to them. So a little bit of fuel efficiency doesn't hurt when fuel prices are so high.